Hey everyone, Christopher Hudson from PolygonGolf. What I'd like to do today, we're going to understand why the body does certain things and why it's more beneficial to get your body to sync up to what it's used to and what it recognizes. And what I mean by that is really, how does our brain perceive how we move? What I want you to do is I want you to stand up with me. And if I want to turn to the right, watch what happens. I will put, my pelvis will, go down to the left leg and allow my foot to pressurize the ground. And then my right foot will get off the ground. It'll open my pelvis and it'll allow me to go in my intended direction. Number one. Now let's do that same move and go to the left. When I go to the left, my weight shifts, puts pressure on my right leg, and then allows me to open my pelvis and go in my intended direction. Now you got to think about this too. What about forward and backwards? If you stand up, the second you go forward, the second I go forward, look how my weight moves back. And then it allows me to propel myself in there. So now let's say I want to move backwards. What happens? My weight goes, pressure goes into my feet forward and allows me to move backward. Stand up, try it for yourself. You're never ever going to stand up and go, if I want to turn to the right, I want to move to the right and try to turn. The second you do this, this hip will get locked out and it would be a struggle and balance for you to try to go in your intended direction. Normally what will happen, because the hip's locked out, is you will set yourself off at a 45-degree angle instead of going to your intended direction. Same thing is going to happen to the left. If I move to the left and try to turn, the hip gets locked out. I'm not going in my intended direction. I'm going to come off at a 45-degree angle. Hence, why in the hell you hit it right. Think about this, okay? The body, from what we just learned, has to move in the opposite direction before it goes in its intended direction. So you see all these drills out there, which are really, I guess helpful, I don't know, where they step to the left, pressure to the right, rebound off of that and try to come up. Okay? So they're trying to load, moving left, load, moving right, and then turn right. Well, immediately, you should be able to sense how wrong that really is, because we've already proved in order to go this way, we need to put the weight on the opposite leg. So all this rocking, bang, and then once I bump to the right, pivoted to the top, bump to the left, recenter, and try to come around, it's never going to work as efficiently as it can for you, because that movement goes against every fiber of how we as human beings understand how to go in our intended directions. So let me do this again for you. The modern swing, or the way, I shouldn't say the modern swing, the modern teachings are going to be, we're going to take the club away with this little bump to the right that's putting weight on this right leg. Well, the second I bump to the right, because we know from what we just learned, if I bump to the right and try to turn to the right, I'm never going to be able to turn. So then all of a sudden everybody tells you, oh my gosh, you're not flexible enough. Oh, you got to get this massive shoulder turn and your flexibility sucks. You're too old. You'll never be able to do it. We got to shorten up your swing. That's bull. That's bull, okay? Because when you start moving the correct side of your body to turn and then do things correctly, hey, let me tell you, I'm not the most flexible person in the world, but right here at the top, I am turned more than probably most of you will ever be. But the nice part is you can turn the exact same way as me if you understand it's got to start with the left side to go to the right. And then to start the downswing, it's got to go to the right side to go to the left. Now there's pressure shifts involved in all this stuff if you're a Swing Catalyst fan or anything like that. But remember, Swing Catalyst measures horizontal, vertical, and torquing forces. Okay? So how does the golf swing work, right? So if I pressure this left leg as I'm going to the top, I pressure this right leg. Look at that squat, guys. It's pretty phenomenal, right? It's that loaded squat move, kind of Sam Snead look, whatever you want to call it. And then push back as this is pushing. These opposing forces are going to keep me centered, and I'm going to start smashing a golf ball. Now, we're going to be putting out a bunch of different videos that are going to explain these pressure shifts in the body, how they work, what's going on with these different things. And again, we will always reference the PolygonGolf swing trainer, because these are the things that we're going to learn that it's going to help us understand. Because what a lot of people do, they're guessing. They're like, oh, am I going up here on this 60-degree plane, or is it 45, or is it 30, is it 35, 40? You're guessing. And when you guess, hey, you can always put your best guess out there. But like it says, if you assume, make an ass out of me, make an ass out of you, however you want to use that terminology. But it's true. We don't want to guess anymore. We want to have fundamental, concrete information that, hey, if you want to vary it in your own style or technique, that's great. But there are absolutes in the golf swing that if you adhere to them, I promise you, with everything that I am, that you're going to start improving. And I mean rapid improvement, not just, oh, you're going to take 10 steps forward, you're going to take 20 steps backwards. And no. The bottom line is you will start improving when you are aware of the way that your body is supposed to move in this 3D environment, our world that we live in. And now we're bringing that to the motion of the golf swing, because I occupy this space. Right now, I occupy this space. If I get outside of my balance, well, I can start getting hurt. If I bump and move this lateral, and then because it's going in the wrong way, your brain's going, oh shit, Chris, this is not the way we're supposed to move, but you go ahead and do it. And then let's get to the top. Let's make this huge lateral move, and then come from here, and hopefully you're not going to get hurt. And normally if you do that stuff, you're going to have pain in your lower lumbar because you're not using the thoracic spine, which is T1 through T12, and you're not allowing that to rotate correctly because you don't understand how you move in the real world. So if you can apply how you move in the real world to your golf swing, why wouldn't that be advantageous? I don't know. You're going to have to ask yourself, guys, but I'm telling you right now, start learning to move the opposite side of the intended direction and the opposite side of the intended direction, and you are going to notice something that you've never noticed before. It's going to feel more natural. It's going to take stress off your lower back. It's going to make your joints and your knees and your ankles and everything else start feeling better. Because when you can match up the natural way that your brain interprets to get us to move in this world, it's not just me, it's everybody. Look at anybody in the world. Sit back and watch them. Okay, if somebody is in front of you and they turn to the right, watch them. They will shift to the left and turn to the right. Then if they're going to turn to the left, they will shift their weight and turn to the right. I don't care who you look at in this world. If they are breathing oxygen, they are going to move the way that I'm telling you to move. So it's time to start getting the correct information so that you can start playing this game at an extremely high level. The problem that has kept us back from excelling at this game, everybody's going to say, oh, you're not athletic enough, don't worry about it, or, you just don't understand because it's got to be all this elite information. Well, all that bullshit is a cop-out. And that cop-out is limiting you in your understanding and your ability that if you start getting your body to move the way it was designed to move and the way that you interpret motion as a neurological response, when I turn right, I don't sit there and go, oh shit, I need to put my weight on my left. I'm going to open up my pelvis. My right foot's going to hit the ground. And I pray to God I make it and go in my direction. Nobody does that. My brain just goes, okay, Chris, boom, there you go. Let's move. Because it's not a conscious thought. It is very deep in my subconscious that I learn when I was an infant to be able to pull myself up and start moving around in this world because everything's like really cool. I can't remember when I was that young, but imagine being a little kid. Oh shit, this is kind of crazy. How am I going to move around in this world? Oh, let me pull up here. And all of a sudden, once they get the hang of it, they are gone, man. They will go everywhere. They will get into all kinds of stuff. And it gives us as adults a headache because it's like, holy crap, because they learned the skill. Their subconscious understands it. And when you start moving correctly and getting these loads and pressures and getting the wheel or the hub to move correctly, I'm telling you, you're going to start playing the best golf of your life. So make sure you stick around on this channel. Make sure you subscribe if you like what we're saying. If not, then don't. But if you truly want to get better, I'm promising you, stick around because we are going to discover together the correct information and why things are what they are. And when you have a blueprint that you can finally follow, then you can start saying, wow, this pattern is really simple to follow. It has tremendous meaning in what it needs to do. And when you are armed with information, which the golf industry doesn't think we should be that right now. They think we should be doing all this crazy stuff and moving to the right to go to the right and recentering and back to the left and this, and make sure you pick this club up and then drop it down and get this massive rotation coming around and go from there. Yeah, you are. You are going to get these things, but they are not forced. They are not forced. When you start to understand how the body is really designed to move, your body is going to start doing these race centering, these squatting, this coming around. It's going to happen all by itself. And you might look at me and go, dude, you are crazy. It can't, how can it be that way? How can it be this simple? Well, I promise you, stick around, watch our videos, make sure you subscribe, because I am telling you the absolute truth about how this stuff works on a mathematical level. And you might be going, oh my God, math, what the hell are you talking about? Well, if you've seen any other of the other videos, you know the PolygonGolf swing trainer is going to provide the geometry around my body for how the body's supposed to move. Then it's going to provide the geometry for how the club and my arms and my hands are going to move. This is absolutely going to be the most accelerated learning when it comes to the golf swing because there are no variables. Your bones as a male, if you're a male, are the same as mine. Female, they're different. They can give birth, whatever. They're different, but they still move the same because a lot of our structures are the same. My elbow folds this way. A woman's elbow folds this way. A woman's elbow doesn't go in the reverse of that because she's a female. Our bodies all work the same. I'm a little bit overweight, you know what I mean? That's no big deal. Or I don't have a lot of flexibility. I'm telling you, I don't. But if you can understand, and I mean really understand the correct information, you are going to accelerate your learning curve. You're going to start playing the best golf of your life. You're going to start hitting the ball straighter. You're going to start hitting the ball with more power. And you're going to be like, oh my God, how come I've never heard this information before? Because it's facts. It's fact-based, based on math. So make sure, hit the subscribe button. If not, hopefully we'll see you again. Hit that subscribe button and we'll make sure that you get the opportunity to get all our videos when they come out. Again, my name is Christopher Hudson. Look for our videos. We'll see you soon.